This is 9 in 9, Enneagram Wisdom for Life. I'm Jen Stanley. Let's dive in. Hello, Enneagram 9, our harmonizer, our mediator. The 9, interestingly, used to be called the peacemaker. And recently, the Enneagram community doesn't call the 9 a peacemaker anymore because, honestly, to have peace, you have to be able to have conflict. And so that doesn't really embody the 9. The 9 is known as the mediator or the harmonizer because they're trying to be sure that the outer world, the external world, and the internal world, that everything is harmonized and that nothing is like rocking the boat in their worlds. So here's the core four for the 9. A 9 processes from the body center, from the doing center, from the sensation center, and from instinct. And this is important for the 9 because even though they can be tempted to kind of ignore that, their body will always tell them the truth. And I really remind 9s of that a lot. That when they're trying to make sure that all of everybody else in the world is okay and harmonized and they're avoiding things that maybe would be fragmenting or breaking status quo, they can always stop and really, really listen to their body, and it's telling them the truth. The motivation, as I've kind of already mentioned, for a 9 is to keep everything harmonized. And again, this is different than peacemaking. Again, peacemaking requires conflict. The core motivation of a 9, which I've already spoken to a little bit, is to keep things harmonized. It's to be unaffected. When everybody out there is okay, and okay, everybody's okay, all right, they're good. And now what I can do as a 9 is I can just kind of shut off what I need, what I might want, or what my desires are, and then I can be unaffected. Because as long as everybody else is okay, then I'm okay. That's something you might hear a 9 say is, well, as long as they're okay, I'm okay. And if you ask a 9, gosh, what do you really want? They might say, well, it doesn't matter to me. I kind of want what everybody else wants. And, that gets 9s a lot of friends. 9s are so easygoing, very willing to go with the flow, don't need to assert themselves to change the plan or anything like that. But it is often at the expense of the 9 knowing what it is they actually want. Knowing that what they want matters. So maybe they don't know what they want, or maybe they do know what they want, but they don't believe it actually matters. And so for the 9, it's more important to keep things status quo, to keep things harmonized, to make sure everybody else out here is okay, than it is to rock the boat with their own personal needs. What a 9 is always avoiding is conflict and fragmentation. The conflict and fragmentation within their families, within the people that they love, these are really, really upsetting to the 9 because they sense the discord around them, and then it threatens to really affect them on the inside. And so they shut it down and they go, okay, I'm just going to make sure that everybody else is okay. And so they're just avoiding, conflict doesn't have to be massive conflict. It can just be well, I want to have dinner at home and the other person wants to have dinner out at a restaurant. And to avoid just having that conversation, the 9 will quickly go to, it doesn't matter to me. I'll do whatever you want to do. And I've had 9s tell me they really don't care. But I often say, is it really that you don't care, or is it really that you maybe don't know, or you haven't learned yet that what you want matters? And that brings us to the deepest desire. And the deepest desire of a 9 is to know that they matter. The lost childhood message was that they were overlooked. They were told to maybe be quiet. They were told to just keep everything okay. Don't rock the boat is a phrase that we often hear. And that their needs were less important than the needs of the people around them. That any sense of causing conflict or causing something to be difficult or fragmented was too upsetting. It rocked the boat too much. It upset the apple cart. It caused too much pain and hardship on others. And so the 9 quickly kind of realized, okay, you know what? I'm just going to stuff what I need, what I feel, what I want down. And then that way everybody will be okay. And as long as everybody's okay, I'm okay. That becomes the constant cycle and loop for an Enneagram 9. That's the core 4 for the 9. Here's a couple of extra details that can be really helpful. So when a 9 is in their secure place, this could be a career that they love, it could be within a family dynamic or a friendship, they move towards Enneagram 3. Enneagram 3s know what they want and they go and get it, right? And so this is really helpful for the 9 because they can go into this place of, oh, I am important and my needs do matter and I do know what I want and I know how to get it done. And so this is a very healthy place and good place that you'll see an Enneagram 9 move to in their most secure places. When an Enneagram 9 is under a lot of stress, they go to the Enneagram 6. And remember that an Enneagram 6 is often worst case scenario thinking. And so what can happen is the Enneagram 9 under a lot of stress can get really caught in a cycle of thinking and feeling through worst case scenarios, of overthinking and of not trusting their own thinking. This is what happens when a 9 is under a lot of stress. Welcome to our new series, Love Me True. In this series, we're going to use the Enneagram to love the people in our life well.